Welcome back to SwissWatchExpo. Today we're featuring some of the best GMT timepieces you can find under $5,000, so stay tuned. Welcome back to SwissWatchExpo. We have a large selection of timepieces in our collection, but what I love most is the GMT Masters because of the additional function that you do get. And especially for someone that loves to travel a lot, or maybe you have business meetings that are in the West Coast and you're here in the East Coast or vice versa, and you need to make sure you keep track of those different time zones. The GMT timepieces here are really going to help you kind of coordinate everything and make sure that you can keep all your time zones together without having to look at your phone, look at your watch, and have different time zones on each. Where a GMT timepiece will actually keep track of two different time zones, and some of them will actually keep track of 3 different time zones depending on its overall design. So these are some of my favorite ones that you can actually find under the $5,000 price point, which to me is just a fantastic value overall because you're getting not just the function of a time, but also the function of a second time zone, which I think is a really great value here. So these are some of my top favorite ones from some of the top brands like Tudor, Cartier, and Omega, which is some of my favorites here. And again, these are all under the $5,000 price point. So this is really for anybody, either looking for an entry-level watch, or maybe you already have a collection of timepieces that you want to get something that's a little bit more on the interesting side here. We'll start with the Cartier Roadster, which is very iconic for the Cartier line. Of course, these come in ladies' sizes and men's sizes, steel and yellow gold, and all stainless steel, or even some all precious metal models as well. So you get kind of different combinations here. What I love about this timepiece is you kind of get this like tonneau shaped case, which is very unique and a little bit different here. Of course, keeping with the iconic Cartier dial with the Roman numerals. And then you do have your hidden Cartier logo on the 7 o'clock on this one, which I think is really cool. And of course, if you're someone that is really enjoys like vintage sports cars, this is going to be a really nice timepiece to add to your collection because there's a lot of designs that they made on the Roadster that kind of goes back to the sports cars that were made in like the 50s and 60s. What I really love about this timepiece here is it's very clean. You don't have that different colored GMT hand on this watch. So when you're just kind of looking at this timepiece with the naked eye, you probably won't even realize that it actually carries a second time zone on the dial, which I think is really cool. So it kind of keeps everything a little bit more subtle. What I love about the Roadster models is it's got this really cool function on the bracelet itself where it's got this quick release strap. So it's really easy to go ahead and pinch that in and change the strap. So if you're someone that does like to accessorize their watches and get different options, like having a rubber strap, a leather strap, and especially with Cartier, they have so many different options at their boutiques that you can order with this watch, which I think is really great. So this is one of my favorite ones. So if you're looking for that nice classic timepiece that also shows a GMT function and also has a kind of a different case shape, this is a really great one to add to your collection. The next one that we have here is the Tudor Black Bay GMT. This is the Tudor Heritage here. They call this one the Pepsi bezel because you have the blue and red bezel here that rotates bidirectionally, which is really cool. Obviously, because Tudor is a sister company of Rolex, it has a lot of ties. Looks very similar to a GMT Master 2 from Rolex. So if you're someone that is looking for a Pepsi GMT, but you're not quite there financially to get one, maybe you can start with the Tudor. I think it's a really great value overall. Looks very similar to a GMT Master 2, and you get that really cool Pepsi bezel on this model here, especially with the red GMT hand, which is very iconic, especially when you're talking about a Rolex timepiece. I love that Tudor kind of added that on their timepiece as well, but great value, especially under $5,000. I really love the look of this dial here. Very clean. You have your luminous design on the hour markers and the hands. But what I like about this timepiece, it's a little bit different. It actually features a manufacturer from Tudor, a leather strap, which is really cool. So it kind of gives you the mixture of a nice sports model, but you can also wear this as a nice dress watch too. So if you want to sport this with a nice dress suit, this is going to look really nicely for really any occasion. And of course, it's got the deployment clasp here, which is very easy to function. So you can take it on and off very easily without having to use just like the classic holes on a buckle strap. Again, really cool timepiece here. If you're someone that really loves Rolex timepieces, this is a great value. Again, under $5,000, you really can't beat this one to get the GMT function. And then out of all three of these, this one's probably going to be my favorite, probably the overall best value for a do-it-all type of timepiece here. We have the Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra GMT, and I just really love the subtle designs that Omega put on this. And again, for under $5,000 or right at that $5,000 price point, you really can't beat this. Because you do have a really nice water resistance level of about 150 meters, about 500 feet underwater, which is really great. So this is a great kind of do-it-all timepiece, and I love that Omega created this design where you can go swimming with it, but it also looks really nice and elegant where you can use this as a nice dress watch. I mean, if you look at the design of the bracelet here, it's got the high polished center links and the brush finish side links, so it gives you a really nice definition on that bracelet, which I think is really nice. And of course, it does feature the exhibition case back, which I always love on a timepiece. And if you take a quick look at the dial itself, it does kind of have this aquatic theme where it's got the vertical teak design to kind of show the reminiscence of like a sailboat floorboard, which is really cool. And then if you look at the hour hands, it kind of looks like a shark tooth design. So a lot of aquatic themes that go with this watch. But again, you do have that nice red GMT hand right there as well. I do like that Omega did like the little arrow with the luminous marking in the middle, so it's really easy to see, but it's not something that's going to pop out too much on the dial when you're looking at it. Very clean look. You have your 24-hour counter on the inner side of the dial and your 6 o'clock date wheel there, so you have a lot of symmetry on this dial, which I really love. So for me, personally, this is one of my favorite overall best value GMT timepieces in our collection here because you can really wear this for any occasion. But all three of these timepieces are just some of the examples that we have of a really great GMT timepiece. If you are someone that likes to travel a lot or maybe have business meetings in a different time zone that you need to keep track of, the GMT watches are going to be really great for you to take a look at. So check these out here at SwissWatchExpo.com.